Hey, Matt, we're back. We're going to talk about music.
Okay.
What is your favorite kind of music?
My favorite kind of music is alternative music, but generally I like all types of music, apart from country music.
I'm the same way. I hate country.
Yeah.
Except for Johnny Cash.
Yeah. The older country music is good, but the newer, I really don't like the newer stuff.
Yeah. How expensive are CDs in your country?
Well, a brand new CD is probably between about $15 and $20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you can find used CDs, for anything from $1 to, $20, I guess, depending on the CD. So you can find cheap CDs.
Oh, that's pretty cheap. Do you play a musical instrument?
No, I don't. Although when I was a kid, I played the piano and a little bit of the guitar, but I've long since forgotten.
Oh, really?
All of that, yeah.
Oh, okay. You just get fun. You pick up the guitar, right? You don't stop playing it.
Yeah, well, there was no talent.
Do you go to concerts?
I really enjoy going to concerts, but I like to go to small venues, small shows. I don't like those big stadium shows where you need binoculars just to see the stage.
Yeah, I agree. And the last question, most importantly, do you sing in the shower?
Of course I do, yes. Every chance I get, yeah.
Well, what kind of songs do you sing?
Oh, wow. I guess anything that's in my head, the last thing I heard, I guess.
Yeah, can you sing something right now?
I don't think so. This isn't a shower.
Okay. Yeah. Important for the listeners. This is not the shower. All right. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Sure.
Hello?
Hello, Seattle.
Hello, Seattle. Okay. Well, how about you introduce yourself to the listener?
Okay. Hi, I'm David. I am from Tennessee, the home of Jack Daniel's whiskey and Elvis Presley.
Do you like Elvis?
He's okay.
Yeah? Cool.
Never met the guy, but...
So your name is David?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, but what does everybody call you here?
Tennessee.
Okay. And why do they call you Tennessee?
2 reasons. One, I'm from Tennessee, the most obvious reason. And the third is because usually there's 2 to 3. One time there was 4 Davids here.
Oh, I see.
And to keep us from getting confused, they just started calling me Tennessee.
Oh, nice. Okay. Great. Well, it's nice to meet you, David.
Nice to meet you too, Todd.
Okay, Kevin, we're back here in the forest. We're going to talk about sports.
Okay, great. I love sports.
What sports do you like?
Well, my favorite sport is baseball. Obviously, I grew up and my father was a baseball player, so I was always around baseball my whole life.
You mean your father was a player in the major leagues?
Yeah, exactly. And not only was he a player in the major leagues, he was fortunate enough to play in the World Series twice with the New York Mets.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the amazing Mets, 1969.
That's great. Did you play baseball yourself?
Yeah, I played baseball pretty much my whole life up through college and university.
Okay. Why did you stop?
Well, it wasn't exactly by choice. I wasn't drafted high enough in professional baseball in order for me to sign, so I ended up retiring from baseball and pursuing other things.
Okay, great. Do you like any other sports?
Yeah, I enjoy all competition. I enjoy the other typical American sports of basketball and American football and so on. But I also try to learn about and enjoy the national sports of the countries that I'm in. For example, now I'm in Japan, and I've actually gotten quite into sumo wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Have you ever seen a sumo match live?
Yes, I have. I've been to 2 sumo bashos, as they call them, or matches, in Tokyo.
Nice. Yeah, I want to go myself.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Kevin.
Sometime.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Hello, Anne. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Anne, can you introduce yourself and tell people where you're from?
Yeah, my name's Anne Hutchison, and I'm from Montreal, Canada. And right now, I'm an English teacher in Tokyo, Japan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's Montreal like?
Montreal is a really nice city. It's just very cold in the wintertime.
Uh-huh.
It has 4 seasons, and the nicest season is the summertime because it's really warm, and people play a lot of sports, and there are some parks in Montreal, and you can go swimming and hiking and biking and rollerblading. It's a very interesting city.
Were you born in Montreal?
I was born in Montreal,
Mm-hmm.
and I can speak 2 languages. English is my first language, but I also studied French in high school.
So were you in a submersion program where all your subjects were in French?
No, I went to an English high school, but a lot of people in Montreal are in immersion programs.
Okay. Since you learned French, what do you think is the best way to learn a language?
I think that you have to like learning another language.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a positive attitude, then you can find learning another language fun rather than stressful.
Mm.
So I think that I had a few French friends, and we would practice, and they would be very patient. And I liked the fact that I could communicate using another language, because then you have another identity.
You have your French identity.
I do.
Okay. So what's your name in French?
Mon nom est Anne.
Oh, okay. Wow. I need to get myself a French name.
Todd.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Anne.
You're welcome. Nice speaking with you.
The first time I moved to Poland, I wanted to live with a foreign family so that I could learn Polish language. I went to live with a couple in their 70s whose children had moved away from home. They started treating me like a second daughter. At first it was really fun because they'd encourage me to speak and they'd act everything out for me, including my landlord's experiences during the Second World War in Poland, where he'd stand up and perform. But after a while it got a bit wearing, because when I was out the house, he would go into my bedroom and start picking up my dirty underwear from the floor, fold it and leave it on the bookshelf for me. He'd also go into the bathroom, take my underwear off the line and hang it outside so it would smell fresher. Sometimes he'd cook for me, which was great up to a point because I got to taste some real Polish home-cooked food. But when he decided that I really was his long-lost daughter and started chopping my egg for me and then trying to feed it to me, I began to feel that maybe it was starting to get time to move out. He'd also invite me into the living room so that I could watch Polish TV and improve my language, and then spend half the television show prodding me and getting me to speak to him in very fast Polish. He was very kind to my friend Kathy when she came over to stay, but unfortunately he wanted me to translate his thoughts on the Polish economy from very fast Polish into English at the same time she was asking me to translate her ideas on English cricket into Polish. Nonetheless, it was an experience I wouldn't have missed.
Hey, Lee. Do you want to go ahead and talk about the story you were going to say?
Okay. This was about, I'd say, a year and a half ago, and it was in Harare, the capital, where my mom lives. I was on holiday back home seeing my mom. And anyway, it's a Sunday morning, and I was in the shower, got up pretty late, must have been about 10:30. And all of a sudden, my mom burst into the shower and she says, Leith, there's a snake in the kitchen. And so I thought, wow, blood, okay, what kind of snake would this be? Because we live in the capital, residential area, almost high-rise. Well, not high-rise, but residential area. And so I put a towel around my waist and walked bad-temperedly through to the kitchen. Attached to the kitchen, we've got this little courtyard where we sit out to have morning coffee and breakfast. It's tiled and leads onto a small garden. And so I walked out into the courtyard, and there was a 7-foot Egyptian cobra. Wow. I was really, really blown away because I know a bit about snakes, and I know that a bite from an Egyptian cobra in a country where antidote isn't readily available is almost certainly fatal. And there we were, my mom and I, with a 7-foot Egyptian cobra slithering between the courtyard and our kitchen. And eventually we trapped it in the courtyard, and I went to fetch guys who work for national parks. National parks are the guys who kind of look after animal problems within the city, and brought them around. And we were hoping that they were going to catch it, but because Zimbabwe isn't so rich at the moment and stuff like that, they don't have the facilities to keep caught animals, so unless it's endangered, they just shoot it. So the guy shot our 7-foot cobra.
Wow, they shot it, huh?
Yeah, and we had to bury it out back.
Really? Oh, well, still, man, I'm glad. I mean, you just don't want to be bitten or anything, so.
No, no way.
What a story. Okay, thanks. Nicola, you were talking to us the other day that you went diving in Australia.
That's right, I did.
Well, so what was it like?
Well, actually, it was quite scary, to be honest. When I first started, I did an introductory course, which was just maybe like 2 days. And so they just sent you out with all the equipment, put you in the sea and guided you. But then when I did the real course, we started in the swimming pool, which was fine and it was all great fun. Although there were 2 men on my course who completely freaked out and had to leave.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that was fine, but then they took us out to sea, which was a bit different. Yeah. Because they made us set up our own equipment. I mean, they still checked us and everything, so we didn't die. But we had to put on our own equipment. We had a diving buddy who we were with. And I was with my friend Graham, who I was travelling with anyway. And we went down into the sea. We went down maybe 15 metres. And they always say, like, don't panic, just keep breathing normally and everything. But I did kind of panic a bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So then I rose to the surface really quickly, which, you know, you're not supposed to do in diving.
Yeah.
So I went up quite quickly. Luckily, we weren't deep enough to do any damage. But my diving buddy Graham was having a great time down there looking at shipwrecks and stuff. I didn't even notice that I was missing.
Oh, what a terrible guy.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
So,
did they fail him? I hope he failed the course.
No, he passed. He paid enough money. He passed.
Oh.
But it meant that I couldn't go diving for the rest of the day because I'd already been down quite deep.
Yeah.
So that was a shame, but...
That's terrible.
Yeah.
But you didn't hurt yourself. You didn't come up too fast.
No, I was fine in the end, but it was a shame because that was the end of my diving day.
Yeah.
But we had a few more days to do it.
And so now you're comfortable diving? You don't freak out anymore?
I don't freak out anymore, but I couldn't go diving now on my own.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long.
Yeah.
But, yeah.